Hi, good morning. It's Andrea, Miss Fix It. I am going to make a planked cupboard underneath this sink. I personally do not recommend floorboards put to an existing floor because the floor is perfectly good. It can be used as a base for your goods or products. And what I have done is I've bought about 17 3-inch planks which are 3/4 inch thick, and I intend to build up this side and have a shelf on that side, and I'm going to have another wood wall here alongside the underside of the sink. And basically, because the fact that I find that if you have a sink like this, which has been installed by one of my workmen, and the bowl is wet or dry, makes one aware of whether your sink is level or not. If it is dry, it is generally level. Now, stainless steel can bend, and I have put a lot of things on it as usual. I'm a work person, as you can see. I've got materials awaiting my roof repair, and I have got, they are normally 1 inch by 1/2 inch thick support planks. You need to get them finished like this, which gives you a perfectly nice piece of wood. But this is raw, and since it's coming inside the cupboard, you won't need to have them shaved. But it sort of like makes it elegant if you do get them shaved and measured to your measurements. These will be used, this piece of wood will be used as a cross prop here, and a cross prop on this side to support the planks that make the cupboard. Now, if you want to fancy it up, you can have the planks going across like that in a corner, which means a lot of work for you to do because you've got to chamfer the edges then to fit them into the cupboard. Or you can have the planks shelved straight like that, and you can make that across there. So what you do is you measure the height of this, and you measure the height of this side, and then you put your planks perfectly straight on this proper wood here. Right? Now the tools that you would require are a saw or a grinder with the blade for wood. It's a saw. You need a hammer. Everybody knows what it is, so I don't need to show you. And you would need a whole heap of 1.5 inch nails. The thinner they are, the better. But then they will go through the wood very easily. Otherwise, you've got to hammer it a lot. And you can also have, if you have one, you can have a drill. The drill will prevent the wood from splitting if your nails are thicker than the one I showed you. Now, this is how it will go. There's a lip underneath the sink here, and the wood will go in underneath the sink like this. You can straighten it up. So I've got them. I measured the height to get the exact height that I needed. Got it? And I got one varnished. I varnished the wood. You can use the timber varnish. I got the varnished wood to show you what the timbered finish will be like. Right? And that also goes under the lip. and it's quite I'm just wedging it in there to show you what it is like. Got it? So your finished plank cupboard will be something like this. Now I could make my job very difficult by having the front of this cupboard finish just below the pipe there, and I can make another shelf. It's easily done. You can have one long shelf underneath the outlet, sink outlet, or you can have a short cupboard. I mean, basically it depends on how painstaking you are and how quickly you want to finish your job. Now, in my case, I can be quite painstaking, but at times I would like to generally have a bit of relaxation, you know what I mean? And so I won't make it too difficult for myself either, but anything can be done as long as you get the correct parts and material. You see, that would be the idea there. So you can also make another shelf by putting your cross pieces here, right? And make sure that you don't tangle your parts. Like this is a bit too long, but it can be wedged in there without affecting the you see, you can wedge the wood in there, and you have a nice little cupboard underneath the sink without affecting the water supply. Understood? It's an existing sink, or you can do this and then install the sink on top. But what I did was I gave the job to a workman, and that guy happily installed it. I'll show you two of the planks that I did. I varnished. Alright, and they'll come. You can just prop them against the floor if you want. You know? So now to prevent them from going in and all that, that's where you would need your strips of wood behind it in the middle. What do you think? So it all depends on how you want to fix up your cupboard. Now, how to get the lengths of wood is you have to measure the breadth and you have to measure the length. Then you divide that by the strips of wood that you would require. Alright? Understood? I got them all cut to the same length because the fact that basically you might find that there are a couple of long pieces, because if your flow is uneven, you will get a longer piece of wood. The flow is uneven, and sometimes flows can be uneven because workmen are not perfect. Workwomen are. Understood? Now that's just an idea of how it works, and you can't make it too long, otherwise you will affect the balance of your sink. Now this is basically a mite too long by about a thread. You see, now I'll show you what I mean, because this piece of wood fits perfectly under here. This piece of wood here fits perfectly underneath here. But you will notice that it is a tad shorter than this piece of wood, right? Let's see. Am I right or am I wrong? A thread. It's a thread longer. Or it could be the same, but maybe there's an unevenness in the flow. Right? So even though the flows are cut and polished, you will find that they... Now you might find that some of the pieces of wood, even though they are the same perfect length, they are a mite longer or mite shorter. What you got to do is always work from the back end of the sink, because you've got to slot it underneath the lip. You see, it's quite easy. Don't think it can be done. There might be an unevenness also because of the level at which the sink has been fitted. So you can cut off those edges or shave off those edges with the saw. A grinder would be perfect. I have a grinder. But then I'm a woman who was given tools as a birthday gift from my husband, ex-husband, who also gave me this camera. I'm telling you, I mean, men, if they know who you are or what you're like, they can give you gifts that are absolutely fantastic for your birthday or Christmas or what have you, because they know what you need. And if you're a handy woman, they don't consider it a threat, they consider it a blessing, because then they don't have to do all the hard work. What do you think? Say thank you to Jesus. I always say thank you to him. I thank God for the fact that I've been given another day. And that's my project for today. I will show you how it works. If I've missed out on anything, I'll sort of re-record it and add it in. But anyway, you know about the pipe underneath the sink. It's already an installed sink. If you want, you can make your cupboard before you install your sink. But then you might have a problem in the positioning of the sink. So I'm doing it the other way around because the workman had already installed the sink for me in my absence. Making it attractive, you know what I mean? Because this is a sitting room area. I've got plenty of furniture still. The floors have been done downstairs on my project. They're beautiful. I'll be including them with this video. Cement polished floors, but not just plain one color. I went to town and became a bit arty. Maybe I can show it to you now. By walking out. I'll leave that for the time being and I'll show you what I've been doing. I rather enjoy creating work. I hope you do too. It's just a question of using your intelligence and then using your affection for color. Did the tanks yesterday. Cut the trees around here. Let in plenty of light. Stop the invasion of squirrels and rats. I've got a rat trap in the kitchen also. One of those humane ones where you can dispose of them without killing them, you know, even though they're a pestilence. Now that's my floor. As you can see, I put a blue entrance so that the white won't get affected by the mud and the sand because we are walking in on quartz and what have you. And I should open this door. I've left the keys upstairs. But anyway, here you can have a look. Creative walls, creative floors. I got the handwork done by Mason Ukaba, who seems to have a talent for color and design as well. The steps were done. The edges had to be finished. It was done in one day as a gift, my birthday gift, and a workman who kept his promise, a gentleman called Mr. Ukaba. Good man, might have his weak moments, but it looks very attractive, and the kitchen floor is even better. Now it's green and what have you. I'll show it to you further on. I'll add the pictures that I put on Facebook. I am on Facebook, Cool-Andy 692000@yahoo.com. You can find me. I'm a very public person because the fact that I'm always doing social service work. I've got some beautiful things happening, like that rock wall over there, which was made without cement, sand or mortar, because I began to dislike cement, especially the grey stuff. And then what happened was I had a problem on the back wall over there where the grills are, and it was having a water ooze into my room, which is going to be my library and my workroom over there. And basically the rock fell in its cage on the outer side. It was perfect because I wanted a window. That's why I say a prayer and work. You get little divine things happening which you don't have any control of, but your benefits are plenty. Right, for the time being, I'm going to head off and get my water motor fixed. Until then, I will continue my little project and show you how it's going. When workmen work, they use duct tape. When women work, they use their brains. I'm telling you. That's why I think most of these idiots like ISIS and the Egyptian professor who says that all the women and children should be killed. It's because of the fact that the morons in the world want to control intelligence, children blessed with brains. So kill them, and then the old idiots will be in control. That's the idea, you see. Anyway, back to my project. This is my sitting room at the moment. It's about 25 feet by 30 feet. And I've got to do my ceilings. That'll be done. All part of my cottage project, Andy's Quartz project. You can see from ground up. I thank Facebook for that. Thank YouTube. You know, I thank God first. Have a good day. Until then. Bye. There's a song that goes, the first cut is the deepest. But this is not true with wood. The first cut is always the most difficult because your blade slides on the edge of a wood. So what you do is, now I'll be cutting this off and then I'll be making the other strips the same length. So when you're buying your wood and getting them cut in the shop or the wood shed, you buy them about 3 centimeters shorter than the length from floor to the lip of your sink. So I just cut a strip of wood that is the length of the sink. Now that will fit along about 4 pieces of this wood, which also have to be shaved off to make the correct height because the floors are uneven here. You can't really know whether your floor is even or not until you try to put the same length of wood on the side panel here. But it's better if you have it shorter than longer so that it makes your work easier. Then you ultimately put the panel in here. Once you've made the panel with the strip, I'm going to have just one piece at the maybe at the base and at the middle, because there is the lip of the sink under which you can fit your wood. So that's cut. Took me 5 minutes to cut this end of the wood, and that's the part that I've cut off. It's about 3 millimeters of the top. See? There is a gap at the back of this. So I changed the position of the shelves. I was wanting to have a vertical prop, but then I decided that there was too much space being lost because of a vertical prop. And then I didn't want to make it a fitted cupboard. I kept it a half panel cupboard, and the door is waiting the next couple of pieces of wood, because what happened was I ran short of the wood with the planks being taken for something else. Happens in this house all the time, you know, change of mind, get something else installed. I'm installing shelves in the rock wall room, so I took the panels of wood from here and put them there. Happens all the time. Now, what do you think? It's rather attractive. I want to put panel lights in there, cupboard lights in there. You know, cupboard lights are always safe. So, that's it. Good night from Andrea and the world. Beautiful place in Maregala. Come and visit. Backpackers are welcome. Hitchhikers are also welcome. I'll give you a bed at 3,000 rupees a night if you wish. No food, of course. I can't afford it at that price. But anyway, if you bring your stuff up from the junction, you can have it here, heat it up. There's a microwave. You can bring whatever you want. No booze, because the cops will think that I'm selling it to you. Anyway, good night. Have fun.